and a Negro sweet. All one body, we are not divided. All one body, we. Sister, me say one hope and doctrine, one in charity. For we are the little children going home to Paradise, counting every hour down at Negro Street. All one body, we are not divided. One body, we. But I may say one hope and doctrine, one in charity. For we are the little children going home to Paradise, counting every hour down at Negro Street. All one body, we are not divided. One body, we.
That was a Rastafarian song as sung by Hubert Chand, who is a fisherman in southern Clarendon. The Rastafarian cult is one of the newer religious cults that has sprung up in Jamaica, and it has been a source of a great deal of folk material.
I was a fisherman, and one day I said I want to go to sea. So I want to be a sailor boy, sailing on the sea, going down to Hillo to see if I can catch some fish for my mama and papa at home. Sailor boy, sailing on the sea. I want to be a sailor boy, sailing on the sea. Sailing down to Hillo to see if I can catch some fish for my mama and my papa at home.
Will you come to us, country? 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 You give me food, my boy, you give me food. You give me meal, my boy, you give me meal. Will you come to us, country? 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 You give me meal, my boy, you give me meal. You give me meal, my boy, you give me meal. Will you come to us, country? 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 You give me meal, my boy, you give me meal. You give me meal, my boy, you give me meal. All right, it does.
Let me say that. What is this song all about?
We song?
What is it?
Slave.
Oh, I see.
Is a slave. Then if you stay late to go to work, you know, you have to go and dance that treadmill. And the treadmill, it is like a step. Then you have broken battle and step. Then you must try now to catch on the step. You see, get on the step. And when you're coming back the same way. Because if you miss it any at all, your foot but I'm caught up with the broken battles there.
And how they keep the step? Is a moving step?
No. It's a step. The step is there.
But you have to keep moving all the time.
All the time. You have to dance it all the time. You have to dance it all the time. And try not to miss it. Because if you miss it any at all, your foot but I'm caught up.
Oh, dear.
Slavery time, you know.
Yes. And how you learned it, Miss Ada?
I tell you old grandpa.
Yep.
Oh, boys, carry me land, carry me till I die, carry me down to the burial ground. Martha, don't you cry. I have worked long in the field, I have handled many a wound, to plow the cane and hoe the grass, and keep the sugarcane green. Oh, boys, carry me land, carry me till I die, carry me down to the burial ground. Martha, don't you cry. Want to sing now?
Thank you very much, Miss Ada. A lovely song.
It's a lovely song.
During this summer, I was fortunate enough to have someone mention that there used to be people of African descent living at a place in Westmoreland called Abeokuta. So I thought this was something that I should investigate. And after some difficulty, asking lots of questions, questions, I was eventually lucky enough to find someone in Westmoreland who knew of this place. So I went in search of these people and found a handful of them who were extremely willing to tell me about themselves and sing for me. The music is extremely African. I've actually played it to someone who has lived and worked in Nigeria for a long time, and she agrees with this. She also told me that there is a place in Nigeria called Abeokuta, which is the correct name for the place in Westmoreland, and the meaning of it is the same as that given to me by the people in Westmoreland. That is the place among the rocks.
Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Tatalu, Tatalu, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Tatalu, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Tatalu, Tatalu, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Mama Sunduwa, Tatalu. Iwo, ya. Iya, awakolo pong elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma. Iya, awakolo pong elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma, elumi jaguma.
It is convenient to be here because this library houses the largest collection of West Indian writings. Being here is invaluable to my work. I do folklore research. What is folklore? Folklore is manifested in the feeling and behavior of a people. Therefore, I collect our traditions and our customs in Jamaica. How do I go about it? I work in a similar way to Miss Lewin. She collects songs on a tape recorder while I collect speech. That is, I collect and answer stories, folk tales, legends, proverbs, sayings, names and places connected with events, anecdotes, and anything that we could regard as our custom. When I work, I concentrate on occupations. For example, in the construction building, people usually shed blood before they begin a building. And of course, it is a good reason to have a little merrymaking. Another form of occupation which I find interesting is fishing. In every parish in Jamaica, we do fishing. And yet in different places, there are different customs and practices according to the type of fishing that is done. At Port Royal, they do mainly line fishing. The place is rich in stories and legends of seagulls, ghost ships, the Flying Dutchman, killings, escapes, and the treasures that were lost in the earthquake of 1692. The one thing that all of our beaches have in common is the dugout canoe, which goes back to the time of the Arawak. With the coming of the outboard motor, the boats of sea island cotton and fiberglass, the dugout will soon be a thing of the past. Albert Crawl of Port Royal is a master of the dyeing craft. The boats are made of guango, which he brings across the harbor from the Hershire Hills. Boat making is a specialist craft. The right wood, the rough shape, and the painstaking doweling to fashion the smooth lines. He takes 3 months to make a boat, which, with care, can last a lifetime. The disappearance of the land at Rocky Point in Clarendon may not be as spectacular as the earthquake at Port Royal, but to the researcher, it is just as interesting.
Well, underneath that tree that we were up here when they were buried. And the disaster first come in 1912, and it started to wash out the couple, didn't expose them, and all the different weathers them, it started to expose until in 1940, all of the couple was drift ashore, the bones and all, and everything, but we never see any of this gold. The sea was about a chain and a half from here. And since they start to build the grind, they start to fill in back. And that's where the sea was firstly, lastly, when they start to operate on. This is one of the shank bone who I believe is my father one because it's the biggest of the lot.
Not only do fishing methods vary from one area to another, but on a particular beach, there are fishermen who specialize in particular types of fishing.
This is what we use to catch the turtle at sea, which is we call the net. And this is what we use to attract the turtle and the net, which we call a kuta. It's whenever time the men turtle come, he play with it, and then he turns over into the net like this and get himself tangled. Well, whenever time the woman turtle come to lay, she plow all over. And then we use a piece of stick like this and search for the eggs. Well, after the stick go down like this, we know that it's right here the eggs is. Or we look at the stick and we found that the slime come upon it. So we dug for it. Well, we know that she must return back in 15 days. And, well, in the first 15 days, if she don't come, we know that we're waiting for the next, we count her for the next 15 days, she come and we don't catch it. And then after she comes for that 3 times, or if she don't come, we know that she's not coming back again.
Cults are interesting to investigate, particularly those that have ceremonial rituals. For example, Kumina, Rastafarian, or revivalists. There is a surprisingly strong African tradition left in this country, and different practices are carried out in different areas. For example, Etu, Tambo, Gumbe, and Buru.
complete job. How is that? See one day. See one about the woman face. Pretty sharp to them big teeth.
East Indians of two distinct religions, the Muslim and the Hindu, live side by side in Jamaica. Although they have much in common, religious differences have divided them into two separate nations in their country of origin, Pakistan and India. Living together as one in Jamaica, the difference is maintained in their religious observances only. And even on these occasions, both groups often come together to celebrate.
And to my Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidul Majid. Amen.
This ceremony is steeped in ancient tradition. The sprinkling of perfume is a symbol of happiness.
Brothers and sisters, Before I start this ceremony, I would like to emphasize a few things. Enlighten you all why we are here this afternoon. Now, one, Mr. Abdul has invited us all here this afternoon to give praise to Allah. When I say Allah, I mean God. But his chief reason for giving praise this afternoon is because he had made a promise some time ago. And this promise was that he would, and if it is paid off at such a time, then he will be inviting his Muslim brothers and sisters, his good friends and relatives to praise Allah. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. That was the first chapter of the Holy Quran. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
The sweet korma is made from flour and sugar fried in oil, a symbol of love and friendship, as relatives and friends eat together in fellowship. All of us at some time or other have played ring games. Whenever there's a nine night, in some parishes they play ring games and they call them dingy-min ring plays. In other parishes they call them gerry. Well, when we have plain ring game for fun on a moonlight night, we call that a rile-up.
Girls and boys, I'm going to tell you a life story about a woman that always been having babies and she never get to raise any. And somebody advised her some time ago, are you listening, children? Yes, Mom. To go away in the east to a man. That man we would call a Tungu Zungu man, don't you know? Yes, good. Well, when she went here, the man tell her that she was late, but anyway, he would do what he could do for her. And he gave her 2 stones, and he gave her some little vials, you know. I don't know what in them, and we couldn't know either. And tell her whenever she makes the bed during the time of her pregnancy, she must always put one of the stones resting against the pillow, something looking like a baby then. Are you listening? And the other one, she must put it down to the foot of her bed daily until our baby comes. And that she did. And he told her, when the baby comes, he gave her a funny little song to sing. And whenever time she's going to nurse the baby or she's going to get it to bed. Would you like to hear that song?
Yes, Mom.
Right. The song go like this. Glory and glory, glory, mama, sombe, mama, sombe, zeze, zeze, only bonzo. boys and girls, when you hear the song, when I sing that they load the gun and fire boom, you would like to know what it means? When the evil that always stay with the woman's baby, you know, and when the Tungo Zungo man load the gun and fire boom, that means you shoot it away, that it never to come back and trouble the baby anymore. Right?